Hi, friends. Oh my gosh, it's exciting. It's another day. That means there's more Facebook updates. Now, just a couple hours ago, I was leading my group coaching session, Thursday mornings, 10 a.m., with my Facebook Marketing Essentials participants, some phenomenal entrepreneurs, marketers, business owners, leaders. And I love discovering things real time. We were talking about hashtags. And that's what I got up in the screen there. Actually, I didn't mean to share my screen just yet, but hashtags on Facebook, as I'm calling it, the definitive guide. I wrote that back July, August, 2 months ago. Do my math. So 2 months ago, all of a sudden, Facebook hashtags just started to really be more prominent. Now, many of you might realize that Facebook actually first rolled out hashtags in 2013. So 7 whole years ago, right? And they've always been a thing on Instagram and Twitter, really. But they've definitely been, way more prominent and recommended on Instagram, right? You can have up to 30 in an Instagram post and up to 10 hashtags in a story on Instagram. But right now, as far as I know, Facebook's not coming right out and saying, this is how many hashtags you can have. So I wrote this post up, as I mentioned, back on July 14th, and I'll pop that link right there for you. Mari's definitive guide. And now I need to circle back and update it. I got to update it because we've found some new exciting developments today. And the biggest one of which is counts. And so I got to show you that. But I started to see, this was Heather Munka, who's a member of my social scoop group. And a couple months ago, right, she saw this notice and with permission, let me share it here. You can improve your reach by adding hashtags to your posts, which is phenomenal. To me, when Facebook is going to turn right around and give us a little, breadcrumb, breadcrumb, and say, hey, do this and we'll give you more reach, practically unheard of, right, friends? But watch this. So this morning in real time, I was doing my live group coaching. We were talking about hashtags and hashtag best practices. And I went to my Creator Studio and I took a screenshot to show you what we saw live in Creator Studio was this notification. And here's Facebook actually telling you in Creator Studio saying, add a hashtag to connect your post to a larger conversation. And what we're talking about, which I always think is interesting, is Facebook's choice of wording, right? They're just testing out wording to see how people respond. You can improve your reach. They're saying reach a couple months ago, your reach. And now they're saying add a hashtag to connect. Let me zoom that up just a little so you can see that notification. Oopsies, that's a lot, Mari. There it goes. Now they're saying adding a hashtag to connect your post to a larger conversation. I just thought it was an interesting choice of words. So let's do that real time. I've got Creator Studio open right here. And remember, you can schedule in both Facebook and Instagram from desktop. Super duper easy to do. And by the way, on Instagram, it is regular posts, feed posts, and IGTV. You can upload your videos there. And then as I was demonstrating on yesterday's live, you now have stories. You can do stories in desktop. But let's just go to create a regular post. That's going to open up over on the right here. I'll move my camera so we can see that. Oopsies, get the right eCam up. Pop myself right there. Pick your page, whatever page you want to do the post on. And now what's brand new as of this morning, and some of you might have this already, is if I go to start creating a post, this is my post here, blah, blah. And then I'm going to go one clear line and I'm going to start typing a hashtag. And let's just say I'm going to start, I'm just going to put like Facebook tips. Okay, and it's going to share it right there. See that? 28,000. This is brand new. This was not here before. And I think it's brilliant. Brilliant. I think it's such a good addition. It was sorely missing in the last couple months since we had hashtags because you had to literally go to Instagram first and kind of guess, well, this is a hot one, or these have been working for me on Instagram, but I don't know if they'll also work on on Facebook. So literally what I'm going to do is side by side, I'm going to pull up Instagram. Move myself again. So I got, actually, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to do it on my phone because I've got that right here, and just because we can. Oopsies, didn't mean to do that. Hang on. I know. Picture in picture. No, come back. No, I need to have my scenes done, right? Adrian's going to help me get this set up because I'm just messing it up. I keep messing it up. I was doing it right yesterday, Adrian. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you. I'll get that working in a minute. Let me show you. I'm just trying to get my phone the right size. Let me show you on desktop because it's just the same. I'm going to take that same hashtag, right? We saw it right here. Saw it right here. I'm going to make myself smaller and just kind of pop myself over here out of the way. So as I was typing Facebook tips, 28,000. So let's take a peek and see what Instagram's going to tell us. Hashtag Facebook tips, 40,000. See? Because most hashtags are much longer established. Zoom in just a bit so you can see that better. So you really want to try all kinds of different hashtags. Like if you just did art, right? Let's say that you're an artist and you just do art. Can you guys see that? 42 million. 42 million on Facebook. And if I did over here, let me see what, holy moly, 688 million. So even if you don't know much about hashtags and the use of hashtags is kind of new to you on Instagram or Facebook, you can see that adding a hashtag that's really high level generic like art on Instagram, you're going to get kind of buried in there, right? With 688 million. And even over on Facebook with 42 million. So that's okay to have some, like I might go art, and then you saw artist there was 14 million. And then I'm going to start to drill down a little bit. I might do fine art. See, we're getting lesser. And fine artist, look, 40,000. So I might include some in the millions and some in the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Oops, extra hashtag. And then also some even you might go, let's say I had my own hashtag. Let's say I'm putting some art out there and I got my own hashtag and I go, Mari Smith art, right? So that'd be, and then I start using that and I put Mari Smith art or whatever it would be, artist Mari or something like that, where I've got my own hashtag and that somebody else has that, fewer than 1,000, but whatever it is, I'm going to pick a hashtag that only I use. All right. So, and I see people doing this. It's really effective, but you don't want to do like only like the really small number of hashtag counts, like just only some that have like, they usually tell you fewer than 1,000, but, and I think Instagram does the same where let's just do that, Artist Mari. It doesn't give you an actual number. Oh no, actually it's giving us, yeah, no, it does. Look at that. So isn't that fascinating? Because see, some of you might literally want to cross-check. Let's say I really did want to build up Artist Mari. I'm suddenly become an artist. I am a bit of an artist, a novice artist. But you can see that Facebook's giving you more generic, right? Fewer than 1,000. But if I go over and I want to just double check that on Instagram, I can see that's actually 28 on Instagram, which means probably on Facebook it could be like 10 or something. So, of course, we can also go and just, open up Facebook, and I can go in the top search bar, just pop myself over here and go and just see, like I could go and let me pick one of the smaller ones, fine artist or fine art. Let's go fine artist. Fine artist. And this goes in, anywhere in the search bar, and you don't see the count there. You only see the count in Creator Studio when you're going to make the post. So I'm going to type fine artist, and I just want to start looking at what kinds of posts are here? And if I was going to start putting my posts in here. So that's interesting. Now then, I also think this is fascinating that Facebook does this. They're calling it people talking about that. Do you guys remember that way back in the day? My friends that have been on Facebook for longer than a decade, fellow decaders, and we always called it PTAT. PTAT. T-A-T is people talking about this. That was before we had a thing called reach. Before reach was PTAT, people talking about this on pages. So so that says 4,800. And let me go back to check that number. Whoopsies, it took the little thing out. Artist. Interesting. It says 40,000, but then we get the actual number if we pull it up. Now, you don't have to do all of this work every time you do a post, but I would recommend doing your homework on your hashtags on Facebook, cross-compare with Instagram, and then save it somewhere in your Notepad or Evernote or Google Doc or however you do your social media management. And so that your team, your schedulers, they know what hashtags they're using. Now, if you already have a good block of hashtags that you're really using and that are working well for you on Instagram, just do the same on Facebook, but maybe play with it a little bit. One quick key distinction here is whereas on Instagram, they do say 30 max. And I know there's a variety of schools of thought out there among a variety of experts who will say, only put 5 in the body and then the other 25 in a comment, or, 10 or 20 and then the rest in the first comment. And that's fine. I don't think it does any harm. But Instagram specifically say, if you go to create an Instagram post right inside of Creator Studio, it will tell you, 30 and it'll count down. I'm just going to bring up another instance of Creator Studio and let's pretend that we're doing that. I'm going to go and just for comparison, we're going to look at doing an Instagram post because it says right here, it gives you the character count. 2,200 characters is your max on Instagram and 30 mentions and 30 hashtags. So I don't think there's any harm in putting all your hashtags in an Instagram post. My recommendation though is to usually, let me just grab one I made earlier another time, is I do like to put the dots and I like to push the hashtags down so they're just not even part of the post. Because one thing to remember with hashtags anywhere is they are hot links. They are clickable, tappable links that's going to take your audience off of your post. And you don't want them to do that. The purpose of hashtags is to get people to find your content. It's not about, I don't recommend, we're just talking about this, like I say in my group coaching session this morning for one of the examples where the description, the narrative in the post was all like every 3, 4, 5 words was a hashtag. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to recommend test it out. Maybe that works for some people, but test it out so that your hashtags are kind of in the very, very bottom and they're supporting you in getting better reach. Now, one caveat with the whole, first comment thing where you put your comments in the first comment, put your hashtags in the first comment. I usually I max it out. I don't necessarily always do the 30, but I would not recommend that you do that strategy with Facebook, because the difference with Facebook, remember, is there is a share button, right? There's going to basically be a share button, right? So whenever you make a post anywhere on Facebook, it's going to be share, a public post, it's on your page. And as soon as somebody shared that post, whatever you had in those comments is now no longer with that post. It's only on your page. So don't put any critical key information in the first comment. I see people even doing that with links. They put an image post up and they're like, hey, check the link in the first comment. Well, that'll work on your page, but not in the shares. So I'm saying go for it. Do your 30, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. I think by the time you get to 30 hashtags, you've probably covered your bases. But especially if you do what I'm saying here, where you're picking some that are way up high, and then maybe some that's your own, and then not just all about art. You could put a few other in there. Like, one I like to do is support small business, because that's one that's getting a lot of attention right now on Facebook. You can even see if I did support local, I would get 7 million is not, I would get, excuse me. Careful my wording. Your post is now going to have a hashtag that has a lot of traction, a lot of existing traction. But you might think, oh my God, that means I'm going to have millions of people looking at my post. No, that just means that it's a popular hashtag and a lot of people are using it. So actually, I think that's a great one to use. I would do support, so long as it's relevant. I'm not a fan of shoving any old hashtags in there that really have nothing to do with your business. But support small business is one I talked about on this blog post, which is really kind of how it all started, even though hashtags have been out from 2013, like I say, and I'll need to update this post now with some more exciting things. Let's see, right here. So use support small business. So it was on May 11th. May 11th, Facebook introduced a series of features to help support small businesses. Whoopsies, move my camera, Maury. This is on my blog post, support small business on Facebook. So one quick zoom. Impacted by the COVID crisis. Now there was a lot of them and of features, right? They had the little shopping tag in stickers on Instagram and Facebook, stories. They've had a number of just different things to help small businesses, and even things like the paid online events and not charging fees for a year is part of them supporting small business. So this is the hashtag here, and you can see back when I wrote this post, it had 3.2 million, and then what did I just tell you? It had oops, that's the Instagram one. Back over here, support small business. 5.9. So it's pretty much tripled in a few months, right? So I wrote that post in July, and so yeah, you got almost 6 million there, and it was 3.2. So that one is getting a lot of traction, which is kind of exciting. Let me just see some of the things that might be in it now. Let's see, friends. Support small business. And oh my gosh, now that's really bizarre. Isn't that, see, you never know with Facebook, because now it's going to give me friends, right? Tiffany's a friend of mine. And so it's giving me a friend, and 1.1 million are talking about this. And yet when you saw it right there in Creator Studio, it's telling me 5.9. Oh, because you know what? I just realized what they're up to. I know I have to put my camera somewhere where I don't keep putting myself on top of it. If this is the post count that we're seeing, right? 5.9 million posts total for that hashtag, support small business. Can you see that, guys? I hope you can see it. Or is it oh yeah, I thought for a quick second there it was cutting off the screen, but I think you can see it. Support small business. I hope so. Anyway, let me see. That says shared entire screen. Maybe, I think I need to reduce down. There it is. That's better. So 5.9 million total number of posts, right? Post count. And yet when I've pulled up the hashtag, it's like they brought back PTAT, the people talking about it. And I think that's something like what they used to do is like a rolling 28-day average. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. And by the way, I can also see from the live that I'm broadcasting right now that the total number of live viewers is way higher than normal right now. So I've hit the jackpot with this live, and part of it, sometimes I think if Facebook has something going on that they want more people to know about, they give a post or a live or a video or whatever, a little extra lift. I've seen them doing that. It's crazy town. But it's Facebook, it's their platform, right? Now then you say, well, Maury, wait a minute, that's your own post. Yeah, because it's going to show you like your own content. This is inside of a group, even though it's a private group. And then there's my friend Tiffany. They said it was, that was her. Now also it'd be, just different things. Fun cactus cakes. Who doesn't like a good cake, right? What I talk about in this blog post is, the privacy, because that was really important, friends, because you're going to go, oh my God, I went and checked this hashtag and all of a sudden, why am I seeing a private group post? Well, don't forget you've got that wee thing right there where you can just hover over it. It's the privacy, right? The little group icon is like 3 people, and it's going to show you that's who can see it. Now, I can see it because it's my group, but any member of that group can see it. Tiffany posted this to public, so that's public. This, I think, is a page post. So page posts are always public, or if it says custom, that means that they have just which mine are. There are certain countries I was having some trouble with, so I had to temporarily block certain countries, unfortunately. But with the post privacy I talk about in my hashtag, you'll always know with those little icons, right? So it'll show you when you're looking at the hashtag. Now, so like I say, on Facebook, I'm going to suggest, 5, 10, 15, 20. Don't bother putting some in the comments that you want to impact the post necessarily right now. I might change my mind if I see something happening differently. But otherwise, I would say test. If you find that you're adding in some hashtags and it's really making a difference in the comments, then that's fine. And making a difference, I mean by reach. And by the way, I just realized, silly me, that I really ought to have put hashtags in this live. Now I will go back and add them, but I just feel like hashtags need to be in every single post. Facebook, for them to flash up notifications and say things like, hey, we're going to give you more reach. There's something going on and it's pretty exciting. So, excellent. Let me take a few questions and comments. Hello, Roy in the house. Hello, Glow. Lynette. Okay, Maureen had a question. How will hashtags work with Facebook stories made via Instagram, then shared to Facebook? Now then, initially when Instagram and Facebook started connecting stories that were cross-posted, which is totally fine, and I do that myself, any feature on Instagram basically wasn't working on Facebook. Then they changed it up and now it is. Even the swipe up link, the polls work. I'm not 100% sure if the app mentions. I need to do a test and double check that. And then and I think it's probably still the jury's out a little bit, Maureen, in terms of actual hashtags. So long as they're either it's the only way you can do them, right? They're either in a sticker or they're in a text box, right? So could be wait and see on that one. Hi, Jackie. Yeah, it's kind of exciting, isn't it? Hey, Julie. Yep. Nice. Hey, Gail. I think so. Sure. Let me take a peek at it. Speaking of art, Gail is actually an artist. And she paints a lot of angels, right? It's one of the many talents that you have. So, oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. I missed out the hashtag. Let me go hashtag angel within and see. Yeah, see, because that's what you want. Now, of course, you and I are friends, so that's going to come up for me because you're friends. Now, what do you want to see? If it's your hashtag, you want to see like only your posts. So that's awesome. That's really great. And now let's just for fun, let's see if I go over here and go angel within. It says fewer than 1,000 over there, which is fine because that's your hashtag and you're building it up. Angel within. I'm just checking Instagram for the heck of it. 731. I bet that's a lot of those are yours, Gail, just for fun. Okay, some are not, see, but a lot of them are. See, and then these are the most recent. Those are all yours. Cool. Nice work. You got it. So that's a great example. Yumiko, do you really see a difference with reach? Well, Yumiko, it's one of those things. It's just, there's so many variables with Facebook's organic reach algorithms. So like I'm doing a live and Facebook lives almost always get the best reach, but I do lives a lot, right? Sometimes, once a week, but sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a week. And I intersperse it with other content, links or images or text or whatever, or uploaded native videos. But Facebook, you kind of almost like train the algorithm. Like if you've never done a live before and all of a sudden you do a live and you don't see a lot of reach, at first, keep being persistent and do more lives and you will see a difference. So I think with same approach with hashtags, Yumiko and everybody, that just consistently copy and paste, pop them in there. And I think you will definitely start to see a lift in your reach. And it might not be radical, like all of a sudden you get 10x the reach, but it could be, even a few hundred more, a few thousand more, right? Hey, Lori, you love how hashtags are making a comeback. Well, it's not even a comeback on Facebook because I think they never really kind of worked properly. You know what I mean? I think since they were launched, they were always meant to do something and they didn't really. I know. Hi, Darren. Yep. Excellent. And Steph, the number from what I'm seeing so far, because earlier I went to make a post like just on my personal profile. Let me just do that for fun. If I go to my personal profile, and this is what we were doing in my coaching group earlier when we were looking at, if I go like, see, it's going to suggest them, but I'm not getting the counts. So the counts are for now looking like they're only in Creator Studio. Let me see if they're even in groups. Sorry, actually, I did mean to leave Facebook. Let me go to my group. Trying to type in a group. Let me type in a group, and just for the heck of it, I don't think so. Yeah, see, I can see other ones that I've used before. So it looks like it's just Creator Studio that you're going to see the actual number. And then, of course, you can also, and remember that distinction we just discovered together, that the number that we're seeing in Creator Studio is the total posts, whereas the number when we search and the search bar is giving us like the people talking about, the PTAT number, which is who knows these days what Facebook's up to. My guess is that is actually that rolling, maybe it's a 7-day average, but it's good. It's good that they're really wanting us to get excited about this. Hey, Deborah, if you add hashtags with the Facebook algorithm, how often do my posts actually get shown there? Oh, now what do you mean shown there? They're going to be shown to your Facebook fans, your fans and followers, or likes and follows. And what Facebook's saying is you could potentially reach more of your audience, the people who've liked and followed your page, plus potentially people who are searching in hashtags. My best educated guess is where this is going, because Facebook never does things by accident. Some things might seem like it, but they're all very cleverly and strategically mapped out. And given the fact that hashtags on Instagram are so potent, like that people find content in that Discover tab, right? Here, the little circle down the bottom, right here, when you go into search, I believe it's something like 30% of posts are discovered by typing up here, And so I think where Facebook may end up going with all of this is that they're going to have some kind of a new discover area. I know they're having a new shop area. So Evie, you had the new Facebook in beta, and now you still have the old one. It's coming, I know for sure. Hi, Danya, recommend the 30. I wouldn't do more. I think you'll absolutely cover your bases with 30 hashtags. Just make sure they're really kind of on point, right? A nice variety of the larger ones, plus the more niche ones, plus one or two like just yours. Now, Patrice, this is a really interesting conversation, the whole shadow ban, because, Instagram probably denies it, Facebook denies it, don't know. If those of you that don't really know what shadow ban means, what Patrice is talking about here is something that's been known for a while on Instagram. If you use a certain hashtag that's supposedly banned, censored, no on Instagram, like your post will not get found. But I don't know a lot about that. I must confess, it's not something I've put a lot of attention on. And Deborah, okay, so you missed that at the beginning. I said, not on Facebook. Don't put hashtags in the first comment, because as soon as someone shares your post, see, that's the difference with Instagram. You can't share. There's no share button. You can post somebody's post into your story, or you can use a third-party app like Repost. But generally speaking, it's very different to like share something on Instagram. It's not set up for sharing, whereas Facebook, the share button's prolific, right? It's on every public post. As soon as somebody shares it, your first comment's not going to be with them. Hi, Shilpa. I'm not seeing the count next to the hashtags I tested with you on my Facebook. Yeah, but did you test in Creator Studio? You need to go to Creator Studio. And if anybody's going to Creator Studio and you don't see the post count, or you're going to just regularly search for it and you don't see it there, then it could be one of those things where like Facebook's rolling it out. You know what I mean? It's like it's not fully out yet. And you were testing on meditation, she says. Meditation. I'm just going to do a search up here. So 466,000 talking about it. talking about it, and then we'll see the actual post count. Wow, 4.1 million. I'll put it over there. You can see it better. Move myself. 4.1 million. Yeah, so that's a popular one. So I would also, for that one, I would add a little bit more, obviously, You've got meditation would be one, but you want to kind of drill it down a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jen, hashtags have always been searchable on Facebook, but ever since the last 2 months, Facebook's really been pushing them. Yeah. Thank you, Zoraida. That's a pretty name. I have a ring light in front and 2 side lights, and a DSLR camera, and you can check out my all my video gear that I use at marysmith.com/video kit. Yeah. Good question, Jen. I would go ahead and use hashtags on your personal profile. I've been doing the same thing. I've been doing hashtags in my profile. Yep. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Why not? Put hashtags everywhere. Liberal use of them. Salt and pepper. Put them everywhere. Sorry, Jen, you're asking me that question a number of times. Wow, Evie, look at you. 3 Facebook Lives today. 1 screen share, 1 live audio, and a StreamYard in the old editor. Look at you go. Let's see, a couple more and I have to run for a call, my friends. Yeah, see, here's Paige saying she searches by hashtag. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like if you're going to write a post, when you write posts, just be mindful of not like making every other word a hashtag, because what you're doing is you're basically inviting your viewers on mobile to tap or desktop to click. And as soon as they tap or click, they're off of your post. They're gone. They're now away in the weeds checking out this hashtag and looking at other people's posts. So that's my recommendation. I just feel like the hashtags need to go a little further down. Hi, Christopher. Same experience. Those things. If a topic comes up in media, that topic works better in the newsfeed. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's so fascinating. I almost feel like almost every day, whatever's the topic du jour, that the algorithms they're there with their little bellows stoking the fire. Those monkeys. Steph, do I think Facebook penalizes the post if we copy and paste the tags? Absolutely not. I would not think so. I can't imagine why they would penalize it. I mean, I would mix them up a little bit. I wouldn't put like every single post everywhere the identical hashtags. I might mix up the order, or I might just test a variety of them so it's not all fully identical. Okie dokie. Patrice, how much live time do you think the hashtags will get before the reach begins to die? Oh, now that's a question. It's a good question, Patrice, and it really is impacting all posts. It all depends, and there's many factors, like the faster speed is a major aspect of the algorithm. If a post, any post type, with or without hashtags, live or not live, gets a lot of engagement quickly, that it's like exponential. It suddenly just, grows legs. Another factor is something they call story bump, where if something all of a sudden gets more interaction, then it bumps back up to the top of the feed for some people. There's over 100,000 points or weights that goes into the newsfeed ranking algorithm. Sometimes people call it edge rank. So, pretty insane. Hi, Miguel. I'm saying, Instagram says 30, and I think 30 would be just fine for Facebook. If you started doing like 100, that would just be a bit insane. Well, LinkedIn's been around forever. Look at you, Beserka Kisik. She's got hashtag in her profile picture. Yeah, they've been a big deal, but LinkedIn kind of tends to copy all the other social networks eventually. And I'm a fan of LinkedIn. It's just that LinkedIn doesn't necessarily innovate, but that's okay. They're one of the longest standing social networks for professionals. All right. Laura, do you think we should use hashtag words that are mentioned in the post content? I think it's okay. I just wouldn't overdo it. As I say, I was seeing an example earlier where it was like every 2 to 3 words in like a whole paragraph. There is like every other word. That just, to me, I don't think that's right. I just feel like you're going to tempt people to just click on your hashtags and not pay attention to your content. So, all right, friends, I wish I could hang out a bit longer. I love your questions. I love engaging with you. I do need to hop off for another commitment, and it's extraordinary to me how many of you are tuning into this one right now. And you just never know with Facebook. You got to keep testing and just showing up and doing your thing and being of service to your audience and bringing value. And that's what I always say: bring value no matter what. People who are your audience are following you. You're just giving from the heart and sharing your knowledge, and don't be afraid to give away the store. If you're an information knowledge person, if you're a knowledge worker, an information marketer. Otherwise, if you've got physical goods, don't be just giving away all your physical stuff. Love you right back. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a blessed rest of the day, and we'll see you again really soon. If you didn't get your question answered, I will come right back as soon as I can in the comments. Take care. Bye-bye.